It's important that you all should know I make no claims to be something that what my advice is going to be worth anything. Anyone should do their own work. And I also have had history since 1975, a number of major mistakes as a result of which I've had considerable volatility in my results. And so therefore, once again, do your own work. I hope that you enjoy our videos, and please press like. It'll help us a lot. If you want a copy of my book, The Speculator's Mosaic, you can find that on Amazon. One of the key silver mining companies that we've been supportive of for a considerable period of time, and that support continues, is Endeavour Silver. However, unlike some other silver mining stocks, the stock currently selling at the high 8s is significantly below where it got to well over 10 on 2 occasions in the last few months. And I think part of the reason is that the company has made spectacular growth. If you look at the revenues, I think in the last few quarters, we've gone from 40 million per quarter to over 100 million, in large part as they have successfully opened a major new Terranero silver mine. But during that process, there have been some delays. Recently, a couple of issues that could cause people to say, hey, is this really going to be that good? And perhaps the biggest is that in order to get the money for the new silver mine, they gave a very good deal to the lenders, which was that a significant amount of the gold that will be mined in the new mine, any price that they get more than, I believe it's 2,300 an ounce, and remember, gold is now 4,000 an ounce, the company doesn't keep. Instead, it returns that to the lenders. And we saw that in the last quarter. I believe a number of over 30 million was cut from what otherwise would have been earnings. And this factor is going to be in place for, I believe, another 2 years. So I must assume that's causing people to reduce estimates for 2026. There was a period earlier this year when there were estimates of over $1 a share for 2026. And now the estimates have been cut to something like 60 cents. Still a very strong increase, but less so than we've seen recently. And the final factor that I noticed in the quarterly release was kind of a 180 from what they expected to do in 2026. Some months earlier, when they had been talking about opening the mine earlier, they would say, well, the first year that we've got the mine, we're going to be pumping in very high ore that has a lot of gold and a lot of silver in it. Now what they're saying is, and this mine had a huge amount of heap of like ore that was on the surface that wasn't evidently that high quality. That's what they're going to be putting into the mine in the first half of next year. Therefore, once again, the earnings are not going to be as good as they otherwise would. All these things put together could cause some people to say, well, maybe this means we should at least switch from Endeavour to one of the other companies. For example, we've been liking Santa Cruz Silver, which has been recently moving up much more quickly and has a much lower PE than Endeavour. And I say, nope, we like and recommend Santa Cruz Silver, but we also like and recommend very strongly Endeavour. And why is that? Well, because, as I mentioned, the situation where some of the revenues that they make from gold is turned over to the lender, it only lasts for a couple of years, and then that's all going to come back. And the long-term feature that is very important for Endeavour is that they have not only this current mine, but an even larger deposit on the horizon. Endeavour looks very strong on that factor as well. And so I think that Endeavour will be a very strong candidate. The final thing I would say is that if, as today, we have an increase in the price of silver, Endeavour is one of the main beneficiaries. And if we get, for example, a move, as many analysts are saying, such as Michael Oliver and Andy Schechtman, we'll see $100 or more per ounce in the price of silver, then Endeavour Endeavour would be a major beneficiary of that. Put it all together, and what I'm saying is, I would have liked some of these things to have caused Endeavour to be stronger in the last few weeks than some of their competitors, but hang in there. There is a wonderful benefit, and the fact that Endeavour did get this new mine open and it's on full production was a dramatic sign of the quality of the management. So hang in there and continue to consider Endeavour as one of our prime companies to focus and own at this point.